Scotch Be Good on the inside. Next to it is Bob's Delight, Coconut Girl in 3. Irish Lane will go to 4, Little Atlam in 5. Hot Fella the outside of the front, and then we have Minding Lad, Royal Spirit, Cedar Court, Action Garamar, Spot of Blue and Besta Hatesbury, who's the ruling tote favourite here in the first. And they're moving up 1750 metres, the journey of the Osborne Manette pace. And Coconut Girl, only having her second trip to the races this afternoon, is a bit toey in 3. And now we wait for the front line to move up. Scotch Be Good in 1, standing up okay with Bob's Delight. Coconut Girl. That trio standing up okay, but the trio outside them causing some concern at the moment. Irish Lane, Hot Fella, and out wide a Little Atlam, and they're away and racing. Scotch Be Good galloped away from the inside. Coconut Girl wasn't away all that well, and Bob's Delight began brilliantly. Will lead from Coconut Girl, who's now hit her straps. Getting over to third on the inside as they settle down as Irish Lane, and Action Garamar was away very quickly. Hot Fella is trapped very deep on the first turn from Little Atlam, then Cedar Court, Royal Spirit on the inside. Besta Hatesbury is already in front of 3, and they include Minding Lad as they run to the back. Then Spot of Blue, who's back to second last, and last is Scotch Be Good. They're spread out over 30 metres as they run down the back. A lap and a half to go, and Bob's Delight is the leader. A length and a half now over Irish Lane, and trapped in the death is Coconut Girl. 3 back on the inside is Little Atlam, and 1 by 1 Action Garamar. Getting off the fence now is Hot Fella, moving up to be 3 back in the running line on the back of Action Garamar. On his back in turn as they come off the back is Cedar Court, then Royal Spirit. Out wide Minding Ladder starting to make up ground. Besta Hatesbury's gone back to third last. Scotch Be Good on the fence. And as they come up to the home turn, 3 wide is Spot of Blue. They've completed 1 circuit. 900 metres left to go, and Bob's Delight wheels them along by 3 metres. In second placing Irish Lane. Down on the inside is Little Atlam, and Coconut Girl has faced the breeze throughout. 3 wide Action Garamar is going forward, and they were followed further back by Hot Fella. Wider out to Cedar Court and making ground. Minding Ladders 3 and 4 deep. Even wider out is Spot of Blue, then Royal Spirit in the centre from Scotch Be Good, and Besta Hatesbury has been shuffled back to last inside the bell. They run to the 600 metre mark, and the leader is Bob's Delight, travelling well, a length and a half in front of Irish Lane, running second. They're all off the bit behind the leading 2. Over on the inside is Little Atlam. Wide out Cedar Court is making up some ground with Action Garamar. Beaten was Coconut Girl, she's going backwards. Royal Spirit wide out, and then Hot Fella making up some ground from Scotch Be Good. Besta Hatesbury, Minding Lad, and then Spot of Blue, but the leader Bob's Delight at the 300 metre mark is travelling as well as anything. A length and a half to Irish Lane. Cedar Court under pressure, then Action Garamar, and Hot Fella heads the rest on the bend at the 200 metre mark, and the leader Bob's Delight about to be joined by Irish Lane. Lane getting into Irish Lane on the outside. Bob's Delight pulling out plenty, 3 metres in front. Irish Lane and then Cedar Court on the outside. I don't think they'll get Bob's Delight. He's pulling out plenty, 2 metres in front, and Bob's Delight gets the money in the first by 3 metres. Second is Irish Lane. Action Garamar may have got third from the fast finishing Minding Lad, and also out wider Besta Hatesbury. In the centre was Cedar Court. They're followed by Royal Spirit. Next was Hot Fella, followed by Spot of Blue. Next to pull up Scotch Be Good in company with Coconut Girl, and Little Atlam was the last one in. Stand by on the first event. You'll find the winner is number 2, Bob's Delight, jumping out very quickly and has led throughout to win. Number 2, Bob's Delight, driven by W.J. Slack, will be the winner of the first. Second will be number 4, Irish Lane, driven by Gavin Lang. And third may go to Cedar Court down near the inside, although there's a couple of them, or in fact Action Garamar, it was down near the inside. Number 10 may just hang on for third. Finishing quickly out wide, we've got Besta Hatesbury. Minding Lad wasn't all that far away at the end. Spark out of Sweet Flow. Now number 10 is officially third. Number 10 Action Garamar is third, so it's 2, 4 and 10, and the tote dividends are $5.55 a win and $1.65 a place. $5.55, $1.65. Second is returned $1.30, and third $1.10. So it's 2, 4 and 10. Officially fourth, number 12 Besta Hatesbury. Time. Now they're standing up okay. Thomas Moore on 40 metres was buck jumping when the starter let them go, and he's missed the start by 30 metres. Maori Skipper was galloping away from the front, and he won't settle down. Maori Skipper, the favourite, he's gone backwards. Crockett Park is also galloping. Maori Skipper is back to second last, and Thomas Moore has already almost caught him on the first turn, and Aquila's Ladder's kicked away. He's out by 15 metres to Kano Joe. A length and a half away racing third now was Big John Park after 3 lengths to Navy Time. A length and a half to Pine Hill Maiden, then about 5 or 6 lengths further back to Maori Skipper. Thomas Moore galloped on that first turn. He's gone back to last, and Crockett Park just in front of him in the straight with 2 laps left to go, 1,700 metres from the judge, and the leader is Aquila's Lad. He's out by 15 or 20 metres. In second placing is Big John Park, and Navy Time is getting up on the outside of Kano Joe, getting to a clear third. After a gap of 5 lengths to Pine Hill Maiden, Maori Skipper starting to pick up the bit, and he's making up ground quickly. 25 metres away to Crockett Park, and Thomas Moore is just about out of the race. He's the best part of 100 metres from the leader. They swing down the back past where they started from at the 14.50, and the leader is still Aquila's Lad out by 10 metres. Second placing Big John Park. 5 metres further back to Navy Time, after 8 metres to Kano Joe. Maori Skipper Sewelled Up is starting to make ground quickly out wide, and then Pine Hill Maid poking up in the centre. About 50 or 60 metres to Crockett Park, and a similar gap to Thomas Moore at the tail. On the circle coming for the bell inside the 1100 metre mark, and Aquila's Lad is the leader out by 10 metres. Second Big John Park. Third on the fence Navy Time, and Maori Skipper's come with a flashing run up to join the leading group. He's 20 metres off the lead. About a length and a half further back now on the outside to Pine Hill Maid, then Kano Joe. 30 metres to Crockett Park, and tailed off is Thomas Moore. They've got the bell. 850 to go in the handicap trotters event, and the leader is Aquila's Lad. He's out by 5 or 6 metres. In second placing Big John Park the inside, and Maori Skipper is continuing that run around the outside to be third. He skipped for a stride on that bottom turn. Maori Skipper, he's put a hole in his manners again, and he's out of the race. Maori Skipper. Navy Time is travelling nicely third after a gap of 4 lengths to Pine Hill Maid back on the inside, followed by Kano Joe, and well back in the field was at that particular stage Maori Skipper, and getting past him was Crockett Park. They run down the back with about 350 metres to go, and Aquila's Lad is leading them a merry dance. He comes off the back with a lead of 10 or 12 metres. In second placing Big John Park, then Navy Time, followed by Pine Hill Maid, and further back to Kano Joe, but Aquila's Lad is going beautifully on the bend. He's out by 15 metres to Big John Park. Then Navy Time on the outside called on for his run from Pine Hill Maid. Navy Time galloped on the turn, and Aquila's Lad's left with a big break. Big John Park won't pick up the difference, and Aquila's Lad's going to lead throughout and win. Navy Time getting going again, followed by Kano Joe, but Aquila's Lad a brilliant performance to win. Aquila's Lad wins by 15 metres. Second in was Big John Park. Third on the fence Kano Joe galloping with Navy Time. They were followed by Pine Hill Maid. Next to pull up was Crockett Park, in company there with Thomas Moore, and Maori Skipper was the last one to pull up. Stand by after the second event on the program. Numbers about to be semaphored. You'll find the winner is number 2, Aquila's Lad. Jumping out nicely from the 2 and leading throughout to win by Speed Supreme out of Aquila as a bay colt, 3 years. Race trained and driven by Matt Donaldson from Charlton. Number 2, Aquila's Lad, will be the winner. Stand by for the minor numbers. Number 6, Big John Park, will be second. Trained and driven by C.R. Rees from Horsham. And third placing about to be semaphored, Kano Joe should get third, number 3, and it has, by Joey's Bird out of Tony Lynn, trained by Bill Bond and driven by Neville Clark. So it's 2, 6 and 3. Officially fourth is number 7, Navy Time. Official numbers after the second event are... Now the tote dividend, subject to all clear, number 2, Aquila's Lad, is $4.05 and $1.05. $4.05, $1.05, Aquila's Lad. $3.40, number 6, Big John Park. And $1.35, number 3, Kano Joe. $4.05 and $1.05, $3.40 and $1.35. Tab Quinella and Trifecta to come. The gross time was 2:56.3. Kilometre rate of 1:22 even. A mile rate of 2:12 even. The last mile in 2:8.6. Last 800 in 1:3.8, and the margins were 15 metres by 6. 15 by 6, a mile rate of 2:12 even after the second event. Numbers are 2, 6 and 3. Now there, all clear on the second event. Now they're just about set. Boavian in one with Lisa Lottie, Carl Glenfern, Salisbury Lady, Angler Ned, Regal Gent. Second line moving up, Just Splendid, Sea Tarina, Duke Gift. They're set and racing, and Angler Ned was away nicely. Salisbury Lady stood there and missed it badly and checked Black Signor, who won't go a yard. Galloping badly as Duke Gift, and Sea Tarina was away very slowly, and winning the break as Lisa Lottie will lead as they settle down at stablemate. Angler Ned is up, serving it up to it. In behind them was Boavian, and they're followed by Carl Glenfern. Duke Gift is next, and they're followed 2.5 lengths away by the favourite Brad Ray, making up ground. 1.5 lengths to Just Splendid, 2 lengths to Regal Gent, out wide as Salisbury Lady. Sea Tarina is making ground over on the inside, and after a gap of 50 or 60 metres to Nilco Star, who's dropped back to be last of all. And in fact there's one further back, and that's Black Signor, who's tailed right off. In the straight with 2 circuits left to go, and the leader now is Angler Ned. He slows them down in front, leads 1.5 lengths over the stablemate Lisa Lottie. A further 1.5 lengths away, Boavian on the inside now of Carl Glenfern, caught without cover. One by one as they run to the back as Duke Gift and Sea Tarina makes ground on the fence. 3 back in the running line as Brad Ray on its inside as Regal Gent after 1.5 lengths to Just Splendid. 1.5 lengths further back to Salisbury Lady. A gap of 50 or 60 metres to Nilco Star, and a further 30 away to Black Signor. Down the back, 1,200 metres left to travel, and the leader Angler Ned is travelling nicely in the lead by just under 2 lengths. Second placing held down by Lisa Lottie. Out in the death as Carl Glenfern, on its inside as Boavian. 4 back on the fence to Sea Tarina, and 1 by 1 on its outside as Duke Gift. They're followed by Regal Gent on the inside of Brad Ray. Next in the running line is Just Splendid. Last of the main bunch is Salisbury Lady, and forget about the other two, Nilco Star and Black Signor. In the straight to get the bell, they're inside the final 1,000, and Angler Ned is the leader by 1.5 lengths over Lisa Lottie, who's about to angle off the rails. He's waiting for them to come. Out wide is Carl Glenfern, Boavian on the fence, and they're followed by Duke Gift. Further back to Sea Tarina, then Brad Ray, who's had a fairly easy run in transit from Regal Gent, and then Just Splendid, and last is Salisbury Lady. Inside the bell, 6.50 left to go, and Angler Ned is still the pilot. 1.5 lengths in front now of Lisa Lottie in the death. Boavian on the fence, and they're followed by Carl Glenfern, Sea Tarina. Nothing's gone yet. Duke Gift is next in the running line. Brad Ray's the first to go, 3 wide. Regal Gent caught up on the inside from Just Splendid, and then Salisbury Lady at the 400 metre mark, and the stablemates fighting it out. Angler Ned on the inside, joined by Lisa Lottie. Here's Brad Ray coming with a paralysing run. He's gone up to third, and he looks the winner from here. Brad Ray, he's gone up very stylishly. They've beaten off Boavian, then Duke Gift, followed by Regal Gent, and further back to Carl Glenfern, but Brad Ray's gone so quickly, he'll corner with a big lead. Brad Ray out wide on the track as the leader as they turn from Angler Ned, and they're followed by Lisa Lottie, Regal Gent, Boavian, and wider out to Nilco Star and Duke Gift. But it's all Brad Ray in the run home, and he's going to win easily, Brad Ray. He wins by 10 metres. Second home is Lisa Lottie, third Boavian. They're followed further back by Angler Ned. Next to pull up was Regal Gent, followed further back by Carl Glenfern. Next on the outside as they pulled up was Duke Gift from Sea Tarina, Just Splendid, a long gap to Salisbury Lady, and then Nilco Star, and last in was Black Signor. Stand by after the third event. You'll find the winner is number 10, Brad Ray, coming with a paralysing run at the 400 metre mark, and has gone on to win easily. A chestnut gelding 4 years by Brad Hanover out of Petraeus, raced by J.L. Bowd, K.D. Bird, J.R. Mason and B.E. Lamp. Trained by G.M. Howard at Port Macdonald and driven by G.M. Howard. Number 10, Brad Ray, is the winner. Second to Lisa Lottie by Brad Wayover out of Debbie Kim, trained by G.F. McArdle. And third placing goes to 1 Boavian. So it's 10-2-1 official on the third. 10-2 and 1. Trifecta to come along with Now they're moving up. Petite Gazelle in 1, Magnus Red 2, Miss Caltrix. In 4 we've got Windlock. Len's Folly wider out with Highfield Hall. Amazing Gossip stands up. Time to Star. Heytesbury Patch, Valley Blue, Timely Tara. Moving up. Front straight, down to the judge in 2 circuits. Magnus Red is straightened. Set and racing. Magnus Red away well. Petite Gazelle stood there and missed it. Galloping as Miss Caltrix. Out wide on the track, Windlock was away well with Timely Tara and Len's Folly. Settling down with 2 circuits to go, and Magnus Red holds the inside to lead easily. Moving up on the outside as Miss Caltrix, and 3 wide as Windlock. Timely Tara from the second line is on the leaders back as they settle in Len's Folly. After a gap of 5 or 6 metres to Amazing Gossip, outside it was Highfield Hall. Further back to Heytesbury Patch, and then Time to Star, who's dropped back next to last, and about 15 or 20 metres to Petite Gazelle on the inside of Valley Blue at the tail end. They run down the back, a lap and a half to go, and Magnus Red is the leader. He's out by 2 metres to Miss Caltrix, caught in the death, and Timely Tara on the leader's back. They're followed on the outside by Len's Folly 1 by 1. Next on the fence, Amazing Gossip out wider. Making up some ground as Windlock in the running line, then Heytesbury Patch. After 5 metres to Time the Star, Highfield Hall galloped. It's dropped back to third last, second last on the bend is Valley Blue. And bringing up the rear is Petite Gazelle. In the straight to get the bell, 900 metres left to go. And Magnus Red has had it all his own way in front. He leads by 2 metres. Miss Caltrix in the death. On the leader's back is Timely Tara. 1 by 1 is Len's Folly. 3 back in the running line, Windlock on the inside, Amazing Gossip. Further back on the fence is Heytesbury Patch in the running line as Time to Star. 5 metres Highfield Hall in Valley Blue. And last of all is Petite Gazelle. Towards the back, 700 metres left to go. Magnus Red, the pilot. 2 metres in front, second the outside, Miss Caltrix, then Timely Tara. Followed by Len's Folly, 1 by 1 on the inside, Amazing Gossip, then Windlock. Followed by Heytesbury Patch, Time to Star, Highfield Hall under pressure from Valley Blue. And Petite Gazelle is last of all at the 450. And the leader, Magnus Red, is stacking them up in front. 2 metres, 2 on the outside, Miss Caltrix. 3 wide, Len's Folly starting to run on quickly. And they're followed by Timely Tara. Getting off the fence, Amazing Gossip making up ground from Heytesbury Patch, Time to Star. And further back to Windlock, they come up to the bend. And the leader, Magnus Red, is travelling well at the 200 out by 2 metres. Timely Tara in the clear as the immediate threat, and wider out to Len's Folly. Magnus Red is pulling out plenty at the 100 metre mark, 3 metres in front of Timely Tara, and then Len's Folly, but the leader Magnus Red is going to lead throughout and win, and Magnus Red gets the money by 2 metres. Timely Tara second, Len's Folly was third from Heytesbury Patch and Time to Star. Wider out Amazing Gossip from Windlock, and then Miss Caltrix, Highfield Hall. Second last was Valley Blue, and last to pull up Petite Gazelle. Stand by after the 4th event. Stand by for the numbers. You'll find the winner is number 2, Magnus Red. Number 2, Magnus Red will be the winner. Stand by for the numbers to be semaphore. You'll find 11, Timely Tara will be second, and 5, Len's Folly third. Stand by for numbers after race 4. Magnus Red the winner, Timely Tara second, Len's Folly third, 2, 11 and 5 after the 4th event.
Testing.
Moving up for the Border Cup final. Moving up, Mamie Ivor in 1, Crazy Polly 2, Athel Hill 3. Now they're standing up Flying Future in 4. They're set. Kalama Light towing on the second line. She's backed away, Kalama Light. Mamie Ivor stands up well with Crazy Polly. Athol Hill in 3. Flying Future. Kelly's Trio, Backery Vance. Wait for Kalama Light to move up on the inside of the second line. Next to it, we've got Glendale King, Paleface Jim, Falcon Crest, Fire Up, and Macklin JB. Standing start at the 21.50. And we wait only for Kalama Light, who's been turned around again and will be brought up to the inside of the second line. All other runners standing up okay. And Kalama Light has caused the trouble here. The mare's about to be brought up again. Macklin JB anxious to go on the outside of the second line. They're set. Should have a break shortly. They're racing. Athol Hill won the break with its stablemate going quickly. Crazy Polly, the joint leaders. Backery Vance was away quickly with Mamie Ivor and driving through Glendale King. Wider out on the track, Macklin JB, and they're followed by Falcon Crest, and getting across quickly was Fire Up. Further back to Kalama Light as they settle down, and then Flying Future, the favourite, a long way back from Kelly's Trio, and dropping back to last is Paleface Jim. On the turn the first time, 1,700 metres left to go, and the leader is Athol Hill, out by a length and a half. Second on the inside, Crazy Polly. Backery Vance is caught in the death on the outside now of Mamie Ivor. One by one as they settle down as Glendale King, and further back on the inside now to Fire Up. Behind them was Falcon Crest in the running line, and very wide Flying Future is working around them. They're followed further back by Macklin JB. Next was Kelly's Trio, Kalama Light on the fence, and Paleface Jim brings up the rear. Running to the back inside the mile at the 1,400 metre mark, and tapped up Athol Hill as the leader. He saw the favourite Flying Future come, and he kicks up and keeps Flying Future in the death. A length and a half away on the fence, Crazy Polly is third, and Backery Vance has got cover. They're followed on the fence by Mamie Ivor. Outside it was Glendale King, Fire Up on the fence. He's got nowhere to go, covered up by Falcon Crest, and further back to Macklin JB. Then Kalama Light on the inside of Kelly's Trio, and Paleface Jim has caught the main bunch, and he's last. They travel out of the back in the Border Cup final. 1,100 metres left to go. The leader Athol Hill by 2 metres now, Flying Future. A length and a half away on the inside is Crazy Polly. Backery Vance is one by one. 3 back on the inside is Mamie Ivor, covered up by Glendale King. On the back of Glendale King is Falcon Crest, and then Fire Up over on the inside, followed by Paleface Jim, who's working around them 3 wide. Then Kalama Light on the fence, second last as they run to the bell now was Macklin JB, and last of all was still Kelly's Trio. They run towards the back the last time. 600 metres to go. They've had the bell, and the leader is still Athol Hill over on the inside by 2 metres to Flying Future. On the fence is Crazy Polly. Paleface Jim is working around them. They're followed further back by Mamie Ivor on the fence. Fire Up's got nowhere to go. Outside it was Backery Vance from Kalama Light. Tapped up as Glendale King. Around them goes Kelly's Trio. Falcon Crest dropped off, and Macklin JB on the fence at the 500 metre mark, and Athol Hill is still 3 metres in front. On the outside, Flying Future laying down the gauntlet. Crazy Polly nowhere to go. Kelly's Trio is coming with a paralysing run around them from Mamie Ivor. They're followed by Fire Up, who's got nowhere to go from Backery Vance, and then Kalama Light on the bend at the 300 metre mark. Athol Hill is the leader. Kelly's Trio out wide looking for a run. Crazy Polly's in the clear. Athol Hill the leader out wide. Kelly's Trio struggling. Crazy Polly coming after the leader Athol Hill. Athol Hill in front. Kelly's Trio out wide in the centre. Crazy Polly. Crazy Polly coming after the leader Athol Hill, and got there. Crazy Polly in the very last stride has got there to beat Athol Hill. Kelly's Trio third from Mamie Ivor, Kalama Light. Flying Future couldn't go on from Fire Up, and well back Macklin JB. Then Backery Vance followed by Paleface Jim, Falcon Crest, and Glendale King at the tail. Judge will call for the photo. Photo's been called for, and you'll find Crazy Polly has got there in the very last stride to beat the stablemate number 2 and number 3 Athol Hill. And you'll find Kelly's Trio out wide will get third. Judge will call for a photo. To the winner, Crazy Polly. Second placing goes to 3 Athol Hill, and third placing will go to 5 Kelly's Trio. Stand by for the third number to be semaphored. Number 5 has got third, Kelly's Trio, so it's 2, 3, 5 official. To the winner, Crazy Polly, a 4-year-old bay gelding by Slick Hanover out of Crazy Face. is raced by WA Adams, trained by Jim Barker at Hamilton and driven by Rodney Barker. Second, 3 Athel Hill, a stablemate to the winner, a 4-year-old or an 8-year-old bay stallion, also trained by Jim Barker, driven by KJ Barker. And third goes to 5 Kelly's Trio, a bay mare, a 4-year-old, trained by WR Phillips at Mount Gambier and driven by SR Shepherd. Officially fourth is number 1 Mamie Ivor. So it's 2, 3 and 5 after the Border Cup final. Scoring up behind the mobile, Green Gyro, Waddy's Son, Roarin' Billy, Village Pride, Cheeky Chester, Baronga Bow, Barocco's Gift outside of the front. They're set to go. Green light is on. They're away and racing. Waddy's Son away quickly with Green Gyro on the inside. Roarin' Billy easing, looking for a trail. Special Edition is kicking up in the centre. Baronga Gift is making ground on the inside. They're followed by Village Pride, Rowley, Hanover, Cheeky Chester, and Barocco's Gift has dropped back to last. Running inside the judge with 2 to go at the 1500 metre mark, and Green Gyro is the leader by 3 metres to Waddy's Son, caught in the death. They're followed by Baronga Bow on the inside. Special Edition is 1 by 1 and 3 wide as they run down the back. Roarin' Billy. They're followed over on the inside by Rowley. Hanover on its outside was Village Pride. Then Barocco's Gift, and last of all is Cheeky Chester. Working out of the back with 1,300 metres left to go. And the leader, Green Gyro, is the pilot by 3 metres. Roarin' Billy's had to work around into the death. They're followed by Baronga Bow on the inside, and Waddy's Son is now 1 by 1. Special Edition has now gone back to the rails on the inside as they come up to the bend. Village Pride is next as they make the home corner. They're followed by Barocco's Gift. Next to last as they come into the home straight was Cheeky Chester. Down the front straight to get the bell with 1,000 metres left to go. And Green Gyro is the leader. Out wide, Roarin' Billy is 3 deep. Waddy's Son is in the centre. They're followed by Baronga Bow on the fence. Village Pride is very wide. They're followed by Special Edition, who's angled off the fence. Baronga's Gift is getting up on the fence. They're followed by Rowley, Hanover, and dropping to last now as they run to the back is Cheeky Chester. 600 metres left to travel. Green Gyro is still the pilot. He leads by 2 metres. Roarin' Billy is tapped up with Waddy's Son. They're followed over on the inside by Baronga Bow. Special Edition, nowhere to go. The favourite, Roarin' Billy, is under pressure over on the inside. Barocco's Gift, wide out as Village Pride. They're followed by Rowley, Hanover, and last of all is Cheeky Chester. 350 metres to go. Green Gyro the leader. Waddy's Son is the immediate threat over on the outside. Then Baronga Bow, followed by Special Edition, looking for a way out. Roarin' Billy not going well enough. Further back, Barocco's Gift, and then Rowley, Hanover, Village Pride, Cheeky Chester. Green Gyro's kicked in the straight at the 200 metre mark. He's got away by 2 lengths to Waddy's Son, and he's got them covered. Green Gyro, Waddy's Son second, then Special Edition, followed by Baronga Bow. But Green Gyro's going to be too good, and Green Gyro leads throughout to win. Green Gyro 5 metres to Special Edition. Ahead away third on the fence is Waddy's Son, then Barocco's Gift, followed by Rowley, Hanover. Next was Roarin' Billy, had no luck. Next to pull up was Village Pride, and last in Baronga Bow. Stand by after the third event. Stand by for the numbers after race 6, the Kenmore Claiming Stakes. Green Gyro by Greenwald out of Better Gyro of Bay Gelding, 8 years, raced by B.V. Phillips and trained by Deanne Bellman at Ararat, ridden by E. Jennings. 1 Green Gyro, driven by E. Jennings, the winner. Stand by for the minor numbers to be semaphore. Number 9, second Special Edition, driven by Gavin Lang. And third 2, Waddy's Son, driven by KJ Barker. 1, 9 and 2 official. And Now they're scoring up. Moving up behind the mobile, Bred Emperor in 1, Jardel 2, North Hanover, Green Bray, Flashing Beam, Hustler Apollo the outside of the front, then Weema Tom, Galvanate, Stuvac and Lord Vision. They're picking up the mobile. Dispatch Point in the back straight. All up on the mobile, pacing nicely. Lord Vision is back a bit. Stuvac losing ground. The front line is perfect. They're set. And they're away and racing. Winning the break was Green Bray from the outside. He's showing exceptional speed. Green Bray, he'll clear the field and lead. It's Green Bray, the leader, as they settle down, and coming across from wide out as Flashing Beam, then Bred Emperor. Followed further back by Jardel, North Hanover, very wide, and Weema Tom is pushing up on the inside. Eased out of it was Hustler Apollo. Galvanate is last of the main bunch, and missing the start 4 or 5 lengths away was Stuvac and Lord Vision. Around the home turn, 1,800 metres to go. Green Bray is the pilot. Working up North Hanover will go into the death, and Hustler Apollo was even wider. Then Flashing Beam, followed by Bred Emperor. Over on the inside behind it was Weema Tom. On its outside as they come to the judge was Jardel from Galvanate, and after 4 lengths to Lord Vision on the inside of Stuvac. Inside the judge, running to the 1,600 metre mark, and Green Bray is the pilot, 2 metres in front now of Hustler Apollo in the death. Over on the fence on the leader's back is Bred Emperor, 1 by 1 North Hanover. 3 back on the fence, Weema Tom, covered up by Flashing Beam. Next is Jardel from Galvanate, then Lord Vision, and Stuvac brings up the rear. Down the back of the 1,300 metres, and the leader Green Bray by just on a length now from Hustler Apollo. A half length away, Bred Emperor on the inside of North Hanover, travelling up nicely in the sweet seat. Then Weema Tom on the inside of Flashing Beam, who's 3 back in the running line. Next is Jardel, followed by Galvanate, further back to Lord Vision, and Stuvac is still last inside the 1,100 metre mark. Coming for the bell, and Green Bray as the pilot slowed them up a bit by just over 2 metres. Hustler Apollo in the death, and they're followed by Bred Emperor over on the inside of North Hanover. Flashing Beam has had a nice run in transit from Weema Tom on the inside. Then Jardel on the back of Flashing Beam, making ground the fences. Stuvac from Galvanate, and Lord Vision is still last of all at the bell. 800 metres left to go on the second leg of the quaddie, and the leader is Green Bray by 2 metres. Second placing Hustler Apollo. Third on the rails is Bred Emperor, followed by North Hanover. Weema Tom the inside from Flashing Beam. Galvanate is letting go 3 wide. They're followed by Stuvac. Lord Vision is going 4 wide, and back to last is Jardel at the 550. Green Bray stacking them up. He's 2 metres. Hustler Apollo on the fences. Bred Emperor nowhere to go. North Hanover pulled out 3 wide. 4 wide making ground around the outsiders. Galvanate, then Weema Tom, Flashing Beam, followed by Lord Vision, who's very deep, then Jardel, and back to last is Stuvac, but Green Bray got away. He's a length and a half in front, very wide. Galvanate trying to run on with North Hanover, then Bred Emperor in the centre. Hustler Apollo's had enough from Weema Tom. They're followed by Flashing Beam, Lord Vision, Stuvac and Jardel, but the leader's kicked away. Green Bray in the straight, he's out by 2 or 3 lengths. Second is Bred Emperor. They're followed by Weema Tom and Galvanate, but Green Bray's got a big lead close to home. On the outside, Weema Tom is running him down with every stride, but Green Bray will hang on and win. Green Bray has got the money by a long neck. Second home was Weema Tom. Third, Bred Emperor just in front of the fast finishing Flashing Beam. Then Galvanate followed in further back in the field by Jardel, North Hanover. Hustler Apollo had a terrific run in the death all the way. Next to last was Lord Vision, and Stuvac last to pull up. Stand by after the 7th event. You'll find the winner is number 1, Green Bray, leading throughout, or in fact number 4, Green Bray, leading throughout to win. Stand by for the numbers. Number 4, Green Bray, is in the frame by Hapesbury Green out of Bafana Bay, a 9-year-old bay gelding, raced by NV Lock. And Esther Giacomo, trained by S.A. de Giacomo at Belmont and driven by S.A. de Giacomo. So the winner is number 4, Green Bray. The substitute, driven by S.A. de Giacomo. Second, 7, Weema Tom, P. Manning. And third one, Bred Emperor, Gavin Lang. 2-7-1 official. Winners return $3.90 a win, $3.90 a win and $1.10 a place. Green Bray. Second, Weema Tom, $2.15. Third, Bred Emperor has returned 85 cents. $3.90 and $1.10, number 4, Green Bray. Weema Tom, $2.15. 85 cents for number 1, Bred Emperor, after the second leg of the TAB Quadrella. Moving up behind the mobile, Cotton Candy in 1, Miss Corey 2, heavily backed Warren Crest in 3, the TAB sub. Then War Hunter, wider out Trapeze Artist, he's a Baron. Second line, Goober's Dream, Bachelor George, Master Torre. Front line is looking good, second line a bit ragged. All pacing well. Dispatch Point not far away. Green light is on. They're set and racing. Warren Crest came out quickly with Miss Corey. Cotton Candy hasn't got enough speed to keep them out. Out wider is Trapeze Artist and War Hunter. They'll have to ease shortly. War Hunter takes hold. Making ground is Goober's Dream on the inside. There's trouble. Goober's Dream almost fell. The driver of Bachelor George almost tipped out of the cart. Goober's Dream galloped badly and has been pulled out of the event. Master Torre badly checked. They run down the back on the first occasion, and the leader at the 1400 metre mark is Miss Corey by a length and a half, Cotton Candy. Warren Crest is now caught without cover. They're followed by, back in the field, Bachelor George, and War Hunter now goes around the outside of them. Over on the fences, he's a Baron, followed by Trapeze Artist, and Master Torre is last of all with Goober's Dream pulled up. Travelling out of the back, 1,200 metres left to go, and Miss Corey is joined by War Hunter. Cotton Candy on the inside racing third. One by one the favourite Warren Crest, and three back the fences. He's a Baron, covered up by Bachelor George. Next to last is Trapeze Artist, and Master Torre last of all in the straight to get the bell, and War Hunter, driven for dear life, has taken the lead away from Miss Corey. Warren Crest once again is left without cover, then Cotton Candy on the rails, followed by He's a Baron over on the outside. Bachelor George going forward. He's a Baron eases off onto the back now of Bachelor George from Trapeze Artist, and last of all is Master Torre inside the bell, 600 metres to go, and the leader War Hunter about to be claimed by Warren Crest, now let go on the outside. They've drawn out a length and a half to Bachelor George after 3 lengths to Miss Corey. Then He's a Baron running on around the outside of Cotton Candy, Trapeze Artist, and Master Torre is last, but Warren Crest has taken the lead. Hard driven Warren Crest gets a length in front of War Hunter. Moving up Bachelor George about 3 lengths to He's a Baron, and then Miss Corey followed by Master Torre, Trapeze Artist, and then Cotton Candy, but Warren Crest on the circle is a length and a quarter in front. Bachelor George is coming quickly, 3 lengths away. War Hunter followed by He's a Baron on the bend, and Warren Crest is only 2 metres in front. Bachelor George the outside is the threat in the straight. Under pressure, Warren Crest in front, joined now by Bachelor George. Bachelor George and Warren Crest on the fence having a titanic struggle. Bachelor George puts his head in front. Warren Crest can't go on with it, and Bachelor George is going to outstay Warren Crest. Bachelor George wins by 2 metres. Warren Crest second. Third in was He's a Baron, a good run not far away from Master Torre. They were followed in by War Hunter. Next was Trapeze Artist, and a long gap to Cotton Candy, and pulled up in the first lap was Goober's Dream. And just coming over the post now was Miss Corey. She was tailed right off, Miss Corey. Stand by after the Peter Clover Memorial 3-year-old stakes. You'll find the winner is number 9, Bachelor George. Number 9, Bachelor George will be the winner. A bay colt 3 years by Bachelor Star out of Tapanui. Raced by J.D. Wilson, R.J. Grinham, S.G. Taylor and G.W. Wolf. Trained by P.G. Manning at Great Western. And driven by Peter Manning, who was a shade unlucky not to land a winner with Weema Tom in race 7. And certainly has been compensated here with a good win by Bachelor George. Second placing has gone to 3, Warren Crest, a bit unlucky in the run, driven by Tommy Marr. And third has gone to number 7, which is He's a Baron, a nice run second up, driven by Leon Kallick. Numbers official are... Moving up, Carshaw in 1, Esme Star 2. Fedoro Star in 3. About to pick up the mobile. Stirring Pot Restaurant Stakes about to be underway. They're set. Pacing nicely behind the Mobile. They're ready and racing and winning the break. Esme Star with Pedoro Star. Easing out of it, Wild Princess, and Jill Be Quick is going very quickly. Mark's Mate is over in search of a trail, then Changing Fortune, Carshore. Wild Princess has gone back to third last. They're followed by Rose Whisper, and Red Hondo has dropped back to last of all. Running towards the back of the track at the 1,500 metre mark, and Jill Be Quick, driven for dear life, is only 2 metres in front of Esme Star, who's kicking up on the inside, and Jill Be Quick is caught in the death at the moment. A length and a half away, one by one, as Pedoro Star, Carshore on the inside. 3 back in the running line as Mark's Mate, followed by Changing Fortune. On the inside next is Wild Princess. Next to last as they travel out of the back is Red Hondo. He's about to go 3 wide, and further back to Rose Whisper, who drops back to last. On the circle, 1,100 metres to go. Jill Be Quick as a neck in front of Esme Star, but Esme Star retains the inside. Third placing, one by one, Pedoro Star. They're followed by Carshore, the inside of Mark's Mate. Wild Princess in a hopeless pocket on the inside of Changing Fortune. Rose Whisper on the fences, second last, and Red Hondo brings up the tail. At the judge to get the bell, 800 metres to go, and Jill Be Quick's had a very hard run in the death. She's on the outside, about a head in front of Esme Star. Pedoro Star on the back of Jill Be Quick, and then Mark's Mate in the running line, followed by Carshore on the fence, and Changing Fortune, Wild Princess. Next to last, Red Hondo, and Rose Whisper is last of all at the 600 metre mark, and Esme Star is 2 metres in front of Jill Be Quick. A length away, Pedoro Star waiting for a run, getting up on the fence, Wild Princess. Then Carshore, one off the fence, 3 wide as Mark's Mate from Red Hondo. Then Changing Fortune and Rose Whisper down the back at the 400. And the leader is still Esme Star, 2 metres, Pedoro Star. Mark's Mate has travelled up to third very comfortably, and they're followed by Carshore. Wild Princess under pressure from Red Hondo. Jill Be Quick is beaten from Rose Whisper. And then Changing Fortune near the bend, and Esme Star is travelling well. Esme Star comes to the bend, 2 metres in front. Second placing on the outside is held down by Pedoro Star, and Mark's Mate is running on quickly out wide. The leader in the straight, Esme Star. Mark's Mate the challenger. Mark's Mate coming after the leader on the inside, Esme Star. Mark's Mate grabbing the leader. Mark's Mate on the outside took the lead, and Mark's Mate got up. Mark's Mate's won it by a half head to Esme Star. Wild Princess may have got third from Red Hondo in a photo. Then Carshore, Pedoro Star, followed in by Rose Whisper. Next to last was Changing Fortune, and Jill Be Quick at the tail. Stand by after the 9th event on the program. The winner will be number 6, Mark's Mate, getting there in the very last stride. Stand by for numbers after the 9th event, the Stirring Pot Restaurant Stakes. Judge will call for a photo to separate number 6, Mark's Mate, and number 2, Esme Star. Mark's Mate getting there in the last stride, you'll find, to beat Esme Star in a photo finish after the second leg of the TAB Daily Double. Second placing has gone to number 2, Esme Star, and third placing to number 4, Wild Princess, 6, 2 and 4. The winner number 6, Mark's Mate. Officially second, number 2, Esme Star, and third, 4, Wild Princess. Mark's Mate the winner by Good Time Lad out of Jan Quarters, a bay gelding, 5 years. Raced by A.J. Munn and J.E. Munn, trained by B.E. Munn at East Ballarat and driven by A.J. Munn, the TAB substitute, successful. Second, number 2, Esme Star, M. Bellman. And third to number 4, Wild Princess, D.J. Parrish. Official placings are 6, 2 and 4. Torre Lasp on Alpine. Wait for Run Theo Run to join the line, Athel Princess. Cap Sun, Perdita on the inside of the second line with Hilltop Lad. Dark Havelock. Dusky Tiger. Moving up on the Mobile, last event, Lloyd Petroleum Stakes, 1,700 metres, set to go. All pacing nicely, they're set. Green light is on. They're racing, and Collatorre Lass won the break. Run Theo Run's coming out hard and fast from the 4, and Run Theo Run clears the field to lead. Run Theo Run by a length and a half. Collatorre Lass, Bon Alpine. Cap Sun is trapped very wide on the first turn. They're followed by Dark Havelock, 3 wide. Little One on the fence. Hilltop Lad the centre. Next is Perdita from Dusky Tiger, and Ethel Princess eased back to the tail. Running down the back the first time at the 1400, and the leader Run Theo Run a length and a half over Collatorre Lass. 2 lengths away, Cap Sun in the death on the inside. Bon Alpine 1 by 1 now, Dark Havelock. Over on the inside is Little One, tapped up a bit, followed by Hilltop Lad. Out wide is Dusky Tiger, then Perdita the fence, and Ethel Princess brings up the rear. 1,200 metres to go. Run Theo Run travels nicely in the lead. A length and a half in front of Collatorre Lass, Cap Sun. 3 wide as the substitute, Dark Havelock, and then Bon Alpine, followed by Little One. Next over on the outside is Hilltop Lad from Perdita, Dusky Tiger, and Ethel Princess brings up the rear. In the straight to get the bell, a lap behind them, 1,000 metres to go, and the leader is Run Theo Run out by a length and a half. Second, Cap Sun in the death, then Collatorre Lass. Dark Havelock's got a bit of cover for the last circuit. Little One on the inside was next from Bon Alpine, and then Hilltop Lad. Over on its inside, Perdita, Dusky Tiger second last, and Ethel Princess is last at the 650 metre mark, and Run Theo Run by 2 metres to Cap Sun. Collatorre Lass nowhere to go. Out wide is Dark Havelock. They're followed on the fence by Little One. Next is Bon Alpine. Out wider on the track was Hilltop Lad from Perdita. Dusky Tiger second last, and Ethel Princess making ground on the fence. Down the back, 350 metres left to go, and the leader Run Theo Run by 2 metres. Over on the inside, Collatorre Lass nowhere to go. Cap Sun boxing on in the centre. Dark Havelock is grinding away out 3 wide. Collatorre Lass under the whip, and Noah followed further back in the field by Bon Alpine, and Little One in the clearers running on, and then Ethel Princess on the bend at the 200. Cap Sun has gone up to join Run Theo Run, and Dark Havelock coming with a big run. Wider out to Little One. Dark Havelock, Cap Sun have got clear from Run Theo Run. Little One is coming with a storming run. Little One coming after Dark Havelock. Little One going home better, and Little One's got up. Little One's won it by a head over Dark Havelock. Cap Sun a big run for third after being in the death throughout. Then Ethel Princess, Perdita, Run Theo Run couldn't go on. Dusky Tiger next from Bon Alpine, followed by Hilltop Lad, and Collatorre Lass was last in.